Well, really happy for the guys. They've been working very, very hard. We've had a lot of close ones that we've been on the other end of it, and to see them have a good last 4 minutes was really special. And we told them that the biggest thing in the locker room is how I took every last one of them. Our bench, the difference in the game, I think, was our bench. I think we outscored their bench 25-13, and that really ends up being the difference, because a lot of other things were very, very close, from rebounds to transition to all that kind of stuff. Was a pretty even game. So told them that's what it takes. It takes a unit and a togetherness, and we've been growing, and that was big. So now we gotta hit the road. We only got one game next week, and it's a quick turnaround with a team that plays really hard in Air Force. So we've got a very, very quick turnaround. But very pleased. Thank God for these blessings and the ability to grow, because even in a tough stretch that we've been going through, these young men are growing, and that's what it's all about. And we're starting to see that. And there's a vast number of them that have had to deal with some injuries. Brandon, he came back, played really well. Nick's getting double, triple teamed and played extremely well. Kobe responded to me lighting into him at halftime, and he's showing growth and really responded in the second half. Daniel and Trey are beat up. We've got to get them treatment here in the next 48 hours. Xavier really responded from me getting into him as well. Justin and Chuck have been really, really good off our bench. Justin gave us a huge lift in the first half in particular. KJ responded in the second half the way we needed him, and I think TR might have been his best game. And I just thought he did a lot of good things offensively and defensively. So I think I mentioned everybody, because like I told them in the locker room, it took every last one of them making the plays that they made. So it's a great, great team win.
Coach, could you just talk a little bit about Justin McBride and just that spark he was able to give you guys off the bench?
Yeah, that's what he is right now, and he's playing that role very, very well. I think he's been pretty consistent with it all year. But he's a very good scorer off our bench, and we didn't get him as many minutes in the second half. We tried to get we're trying to deal with the injuries of Daniel and Trey with their feet, and so they can almost give us X amount of minutes, and then that was it. So we just ran with them as long as we could, so that affected Justin a little bit in the second half. But he's just doing so many good things for us, and it's not just what he does. What do you have, 3 or 4 rebounds to go along with it? So he's a good rebounder, he's a good scorer, and he's growing defensively. And so he's somebody that's playing a really good role off our bench this year, and that role is going to get expanded as we move through his career, because he's got a chance to be really, really good.
How important was ball control and just taking care of the basketball tonight? Just 3 turnovers.
Yeah, I thought if you play UNLV and you force them into more turnovers than that's going to help you, because they're aggressive defensively. We've watched enough film on them to know how. I thought the first half they got away with some pick sixes, and to start the second half, 4 minutes in, they got some more. But other than that, is it what, 10? We had 10 turnovers, but we had as many steals as turnovers. So I liked we had 7 kills. We've been at 2 and 3 for 2 weeks, and so we had some growth defensively, and it's good to see that our guys can now see that when you put 3 stops together in a row, you give yourself a chance to win, and we just haven't done that in the last 2 weeks. And tonight we did it, and we got a kill in the last 3-minute game. So we ended up getting our 7th kill in that last 3 minutes, and that was huge, because we were able to outscore them in that last 4 minutes when it was tied going into that.
I know you mentioned toughness a lot. How do you feel like this game in particular helped your team take
that's what that's what we gotta wait. We gotta see how things go now from here, but we gotta reset things in February. We obviously had a tough January. We had some tough breaks along the way, and then we had some games we didn't play particularly well. So we've had to do a lot of growing, and tonight there was growth. That's a big win for us, because UNLV is very talented and a very good team. So we needed a catalyst type of win for us. Now we got to see how we respond. Can we go on the road? Can we respond? Air Force they're fighting everybody, and they're playing hard. They play faster now, so we know we're going to have our hands full. But it's our only game. If we can get health-wise past Tuesday, Then we got 6 days to get healthy before the rest of the season. So we got 6 days after Tuesday to do that, but Tuesday's going to be huge.
No one taking more than 8 shots on your team. It seems like everyone was getting touches and field goal attempts. On offense, when you can add that, what does that do for you on that end?
Well, it's huge. And what do we have? 5 guys get to the free throw line, and we made our foul shots. 23 out of 27. So I just thought our concentration was better. We handled the pressure pretty well. We haven't hit 70. I mean, when's the last time we hit 70? Before Christmas? I don't know. New Mexico? I think New Mexico might have been the last time we've been at that point, but maybe Fresno on the road. But we've struggled offensively, and it was good to see our guys make shots. We shot 46 from the field, and we made our foul shots. And we were able to do it by only making 4 threes. They were 6 for 19. We were 4 for 19. Again, pretty even. Board play pretty even. So I'm just happy with the balance. I just saw a team that's growing with their togetherness, and now as we go the road, we can't be comfortable or pleased with one good deal. We've been talking to them for weeks, stack days, and we probably had 4 or 5 here stacking days because we did some good things at Boise. We played a very good team on the road, and we were right there. We just couldn't score, and tonight it was good that we were able to score, and hopefully we can gain some confidence with that.
No doubt in a rivalry game, you're gonna see more juice, feel it out there. How would you describe the crowd tonight?
The crowd was tremendous. And I thought it started right with the national anthem. That was a big time anthem, and so we had good energy. Having good energy in your building is huge, and our crowd when they're in it is as good as anybody. And I thought tonight our crowd was great. Our students were terrific. The band was great. I just thought there was great energy. Even when we had a couple stretches where we got the leads, and then they caught us, and then they took leads, and it was the crowd was very knowledgeable when we needed to get it ramped up, and they really ramped it up in that last 4, and that helped us. So very pleased with and very thankful for our crowd tonight.
How do you feel like Tyler Rollison there tonight helped pick up the pace?
TR would be the first one to tell you. He went through some big time struggles, and he could have just cashed it in. And I'm probably as proud of him as I am anybody on the team right now, because 2-3 weeks ago, it didn't look like there was going to be anything left. And he sat down, we had a meeting, and he committed to doing it. And I think he's been a whole different player the last 3 games, and he showed great growth, and now he did it against one of the best point guards in our league, in Thomas. And I thought he just battled. Tonight he got 26 minutes. Kobe got in foul trouble. Daniel's fighting a hurt foot, and Daniel gave us some just incredible minutes. But TR, we needed him bad, and he came up big. He got some big rebounds. He got 4 rebounds at the point position. And so I thought defensively as well as offensively, he was really, really good. And I'm as proud of his growth as anybody right now.
You said the next game is going to be really tough. What do you want to do better in the next game that you didn't do tonight?
Just stack days. We talked about going into last week not being result based. And that means, we hope we win, but we're doing everything we can to win, but it wasn't going to be just about whether we won or not. We lost at Boise, but we showed them how good we were defensively and mistakes we made offensively, and they stacked 2 days together in practice getting ready for this one, and I thought we were better in this game both offensively and defensively, and so they're stacking days. So tomorrow's a very light day. We're not going to get a lot of work in on Sunday or Monday leading into this because of just the spacing of games. So they've got to stack 2 good days that are relatively going to be easy physically. They got to stack them mentally and get ready to play a team that executes their offense and runs it very hard. It's going to be a challenge defensively, and it's going to be a challenge offensively anytime you go on the road. So can we stack those days and then you get better. Then the results will take care of themselves.
Any goals looking farther down into the season?
No, Tuesday. Actually, tomorrow. Tomorrow's my goal. What's my team going to look like at 3:30 tomorrow when we meet with them? Are they going to be satisfied, or are they going to stack days mentally when I'm not going to challenge much physically tomorrow, but I'm going to really get into them mentally and challenge them mentally of what they've got to do to get ready, how we clean this game up, and then what we got to do to Air Force. So all of ours are really short-term goals. That's what we can control right now. And when you look at long-term, and we've been talking about it, and that's what I'm proud of the guys. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. We can only make the most out of today, and if we get an opportunity tomorrow, then we got to stack that day. We got to make the most of it and get better. And if we got an opportunity to have Monday, we got to do the same thing, and that's kind of been our focus.
Coach, you mentioned the importance of the bench. How much did that play into, especially how you mentioned with the foul trouble early on, especially from guys like Kobe?
Well, it was huge, not just with foul trouble, but with our injuries. We knew we were only going to get Trey for what did he get? He gave us 15 minutes. Boise was a little bit less than that, so he's starting to get more minutes on his foot. It's getting better, but we didn't know he couldn't go past half at Boise. He went to about the 10-minute mark of this game, and it flared up, and he was in too much pain. So we got to hope that he continues to improve like he's done in the last 3 days. And then Daniel, he's just had a bad foot most of the year, and he's given us absolutely everything he could. And he came out of a timeout, and he goes, "Coach, I got one possession." So I said, "Well, make it a really good possession, and then I'll get you out." And so we called a timeout and got him out. But that bench had to be big for us, and the bench responded in a big way, because to get 25 points off your bench